Hello, and this is Rich. Um, Today I want to show you guys something that is unrelated to any of my previous tutorials or games. Actually, it's something that I've done for somebody else. I don't know, about 2 weeks ago, whatever, I got a request for somebody. His name is Tariq, and he requested that I join his team in making a video game. I'm really not sure if I'm in the clear to describe any concepts of it or what it's about, but really all you need to know is that I joined a team with Tariq, and he's a really awesome guy. He's helped me out a lot. He's actually helping me out immensely with my formerly known as C-Man game, and what he's doing for that is he's writing the storyline for me. Some of the stuff that he's come up with, because he's an amazing writer, some of the stuff that he's come up with for the game already for my previously formerly known as C-Man game is just amazing. He's really talented at story writing. That's some of the stuff that he's done for me. So in return, I'm helping him with his project and his team. And so, first of all, I just want to tell you guys that my formerly known as C-Man game has turned into a full-fledged RPG game. It is an RPG game, and it's been under wraps for a little bit. I was really open about it at the beginning, but it's actually been under wraps. I've been working on it. And it's actually going to be an RPG game, but there are going to be a couple differences. The main difference, and I think this hasn't even been done before, the main difference is my speech algorithm is actually pretty goddamn accurate. I don't know if you guys have seen my videos in the past. It's pretty goddamn accurate. And I want to be able to break the barrier in being able to be in a relationship with the people in your video games and throughout your journey. So this is going to be, standard RPG game, obviously different storyline, but it's going to be a typical RPG game with more of a relationship element. Some games, like you say Skyrim, let's say for instance, you're allowed to have friends. Okay, you have friends, and they can follow you around and stuff like that. But the main difference with this is I really want to push the boundary between relationships. And what you're actually going to be doing is every character in the game, there's no dialogue. Like in most games, you use a dialogue. Well, because my speech system is actually incredibly accurate and diverse in the way I've programmed it, there's not going to be any dialogues at all. You're actually going to be talking to people. You're not going to have to worry about what the accepted response is. You're not going to have to worry about what do I need to tell them? Because in games, there's a set limit of things that you can tell them. I mean, you get to choose this response, this response, this response. Well, with my system, I'm obviously going to be able to walk up to somebody and just talk with them and speak to them just like I would speak to you. And it's going to be relating to the game. Just for instance, if I walk up to somebody and I ask them, hey, you, can you please tell me how to get to this place? And, it records my voice tone, obviously. It's my feeling system that I've developed for it. And, if I'm nice, whatever, depending on the mood he's in, he might say, yeah, I know where that place is. Yeah, it's right up there. And he might point in the right direction. Because every character is going to have a feeling system. Everything's going to have feelings, and they're going to react and how they feel and the current situation. And what you say and do to other people is obviously going to affect their feelings and in a way that in video games hasn't been done before. But if I walk up to the guy and say, hey, asshole, can you tell me where the fuck this place is? And he might say, oh, yeah, I know where it is. It's over there. But he may be pointing in the wrong direction just because of how I asked him and how it made him feel. He might lie to me or something like that. So that's the real relationship. And your partners that you can accrue with, you can have people working with you, you actually teach them, like, along the ways. You can teach them how to hide, how they... what they do. You can have just random conversations with them to just immerse yourself in the game even more. And they're going to learn from you, and it's going to be a learning deal where the characters I'm trying to make the characters as real as possible, as in trying to actually get you to connect with the characters and more than just go around doing this quest. I really want you to feel like you're involved inside and immersed in the game where you can just speak. You don't have to worry about, am I saying this will he accept this as a response? I don't have to worry about that. I just walk up to people, just say what I would normally say, and involve myself into the game. And obviously, each AI can learn from the environment, learn from you, learn new things. You can give commands, all this stuff. So that's where that project is going. And Tariq is doing a wonderful job on the story. I'm not going to disclose what it is so far, but he's doing a wonderful job. And I've joined his team. So that's a lot of talking, but I just wanted to be clear. I know some of you guys say you talk too much, but I wanted to be clear about where that direction, I was heading with the formerly known as C-Man game. Just to let you guys know. But what we're going to show you today is something that actually I think will excite a lot of people out in the community. Unfortunately, at this point in time, this is a code that is not going to be shared with the public. I hope at one future point in time I will be able to share this, my code, with everybody, so everybody can take advantage of it. But this is actually in-house code for the development team that I've developed here, and this is it's hard to describe, a knife system or a melee combat system dealing with remember, this is not just a melee combat system in general or just a knife system in general. It's called my sharp class, okay? And a sharp class is typically any weapon that you make that can puncture somebody or slice somebody, like a knife, a spear, an axe. All these weapons will work perfectly with my class that I've developed here. So I want to show some key features. I'm going to describe them at first. Okay. First of all, this code is still in heavy development. The actual things that are not up to par, really, on the final product, on how this knifing system is going to go, is the visual effects. The visual effects, you're going to see that they're not perfect, but that's not what I was working on. I just wanted the whole system working. So here's the deal. Previously, first of all, I've developed my own weapon system, as in CryEngine's weapon system, then there's Rich's weapon system. I don't use CryEngine's weapon system whatsoever. I developed my whole new system for weapons, my own weapons, because developing weapons for CryEngine is a pain. So I've made my own system, which is so goddamn easy, it's unbelievable to make weapons in 3D Studio Max or whatever program you use, get them into CryEngine, and get your weapons working. My system is so goddamn easy. That's why I'm so excited about it, and it's diverse. So what's going to happen is I have a knife, and previously on the other weapons they have like a collision, like you make a helper that has a collision, and that particular point in 3D space, that collision point, is what detects collision, and that's fine or whatever. But my weapons actually have dedicated collision proxies, which you can't do with the weapon system currently, CryEngine. But my system has dedicated weapon geometry proxies that you can actually use for weapons. So in terms of blade, okay, a blade, you actually have the whole blade is a physicalized, okay? The whole blade is physicalized in that respect. And you specify all of these settings for your weapon, depending on what you're making for a melee weapon, the spear, axe, knife, doesn't matter. And into an XML file that's very easy to understand. They're all commented. All my stuff is commented, so you guys know how to do it. And you just define some settings. And so what happens is, since the whole thing is geometry, anytime this geometry, this collision geometry for the weapon that you specify makes contact, that's how it detects the collision, not from a little stupid collision proxy, a little point in 3D space from a helper, the pivot point of a helper. So this system is designed to be cool, awesome, unique, and allow anybody to make melee weapons for CryEngine. So let's go ahead. What's going to happen is I'm going to be able to hit this guy and deal damage. Pretty simple. I don't have to attack, actually. I don't have to click the attack button. You know when you shoot a gun, you push the gun button, the left mouse button to shoot? Okay? You don't have to do that. Actually, because knives in real life, you can walk past somebody and run up to somebody with a knife and brace past them and still do damage, because it's the collision that actually does the damage, not the fact that you're pressing the left mouse button. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to go in once and attack, and then exit again, just so you can see. Currently, I'm a horrible animator. So here's my weapon. This was modeled by somebody called, I'm not sure what he goes by, but there's Nun, is his name on Skype, or he may go by Gaminger, but I'm not quite sure. But he modeled this. He's an excellent modeler, guys. He really is. He modeled this weapon. It's not currently placed in the right position, but again, I'm not a good animator. But as you can see here, I have the weapon, and then floating around it is the actual collision proxy. Okay, this is going to be invisible, but again, I'm in debugging mode pretty much. Everything's so I can view everything and see where the collision proxies are and everything. But that little thing that's floating around the blade is actually the collision proxy. Now, I can attack. See, I can attack. But I don't need to attack, actually. I can just walk up to this guy. Check this out. Look down at my console down there. You're going to see C# collision collided. It means that my collision proxy actually hit something. Now, watch what happens. Keep an eye down at the collision console as well. Down at the console as well. I'm just going to walk past this guy. I'm not going to actually attack. I'm just going to walk past this guy. And I just did some damage. I just did some damage just by walking past them, because obviously if I run by somebody and have my blade out and it cuts them, they're going to get cut. And as you can see, there was a blood effect, and this is not blood. Again, the visual effects are the parts that are not fully up to par, but they don't need to be. That's up to the artist to do. So let me go ahead and again, and let me run across this guy. I'm going to run and just not going to attack. I'm just going to walk up, run beside him with my blade out, just like that. And as you can see, the visual effects there isn't working. Okay? See? Well, it is working, but it's not exactly on him. That's something that obviously is going to be fixed. Let me just walk past him again. Boom. Oh, that sucks. Hit him right in the back. Let's go hit him in the head. Oof. Ouch. Let's go ahead and kill him, because this does damage. Bam. I hit him again. Now, let me actually do my attack by slicing. Boom. Again. Boom. Again. Boom. Whoops. Boom. It's dead. Spewing blood. Okay. So let me go in again. And let me go attack this guy. I'm going to do it all with attacks this time. Bam, bitch. Bam. Whoops. Bam. 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 Okay. And let me try this again. And boom! 1 hit. 2 hits. 3 hits. 4. 5. 6. Fuck. Okay, guys. Now, that's pretty cool. I can do damage. I don't have to actually attack somebody. I just have to make a collision with it, which is more realistic. As well as, the cool thing is, I have a bleed out system, which each weapon, okay, that uses my class, each weapon uses my class, actually has setups for critical hits. Okay, it's like a critical hit system. It calculates the probability that you set up in the XML file for the weapon, my XML file, not CryEngine's, for the weapon, that you give the percentage of the critical hits. When there's a critical hit that happens, you will actually do massive damage. Actually, you do the same amount of damage, but because you're cutting with a knife, and this is my sharp class, anything that has knives, when you get a critical hit, it actually bleeds them out. As in, you've hit them so hard, it was a critical hit, the blade hit them in the right spot, and now they're just going to bleed to death. You don't have to hit them anymore. You can walk away, but because they're just going to bleed out. They're just going to die because they were hitting, let's say, the heart or something. They're going to bleed and die. So watch down in the console here, and you're going to see, it may take a little bit because currently this weapon here has a 20% chance of getting a critical hit. 20% chance of getting a critical hit. So it may take a couple hits to actually see it. But down here you're going to see critical hit, starting bleed out timer. So let's go ahead and show you that system. So here we go. Keep an eye down at the console, please. Nope, no critical hit. 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 But I damaged him out by hitting him too many times. So keep a look at the console for a critical hit. Oh, critical hit, start bleeding out timer. So I hit him once, he's like, oh fuck, I got a critical hit right in the head. And let's go. Bam, he dies out of a critical hit. Pretty damn cool if you ask me. Pretty awesome, huh? So that's my system. The visual effects obviously need to be checked upon. Oh, by the way, if you want to see why that happens, it's currently how these characters are set up, not my system. But I'll be able to bypass it, obviously, with some programming. So you don't have to change the characters. You can just use it normal. What happens is, let me go ahead and type in p_draw helpers. And you're going to immediately see that these characters are physicalized as living entities. That's the kind of physics they have, is living. So what's actually being collided with, my weapon system collides with this here, this little cylinder here, and also it collides with the actual collision geometry here. But what happens is, if I jump in game, and you'll see what happens, the particle effect is spawned in the direction of the normal of the hit, the normal of the hit, that's the direction, and the position of impact. Now what happens is, if I slice him here, boom, what actually happened was it made contact with the collision proxy, that little circle sphere. That's why it doesn't appear on his body. That's going to be simply fixed with some sort of raycast that will actually collide then after with the render proxy, which is the actual render mesh, and then the particle effect will be spawned there. But that's why you see this, and that's whoops. Come on, motherfucker. Okay, that's why you see this here. But yeah, just want to let you know why that happens. Okay, I'm not going to go over how to make the weapons. Because again, this is in-house code, and when I do finally release it, if I do, then I will definitely go over in-depth tutorial how to make weapons for my system, which is 10 times easier, 100 times easier than actually making weapons for CryEngine's default weapon system. But I will show you some settings. And I gotta be quick on this. Gotta be quick. Boom. Boop. Good. Can't show you my code. Anyways. So here's the situation here. Let me just enter this out. Let me just show you my XML file of my stats. Okay. First of all, the XML file needs to be located in the same directory as your weapon, your .chr, your weapon. Okay. Same directory. Also needs to have the same name as your weapon. That's it. It auto loads it by having the same name in the same directory as your weapon .chr. Okay. Here it is. This is all that's needed for my system here. Because this is the Sharp class, I have Sharp opening tag. Now let's go ahead. It has a stats section, animation section, and a sound section. So let's go ahead. Stats, and let's go over one by one. We have critical hit probability, we have damage, cut effect, bleed out time, and collision model. For the animations, we have animation names. Currently we have one. And for sounds, we have one sound. Let's go over this. Critical hit probability is a 25, so this is the chance in percent that a hit will be a critical hit. Values are between 0 and 100. So this is a 25% chance of getting a critical hit. How much damage this weapon does? Well, it can be anywhere from 0 to no limit. Currently, damage is 50. Cut effect. This the particle effect that is attached to the enemy when hit could be used, for example, to have blood pouring out of the wound. This effect is spawned at the point of contact. Okay? That's a particle effect. When bleed out time. When hit is a critical hit, this is the amount of time in seconds it takes for the player to drop dead or bleed out. Values are between 0 and no limit. So it takes 10 seconds after a critical hit for him to bleed out and die. Collision model. This is the geometry that is used for collision. It needs to be a .cgf file and in the same folder as your weapon name.chr. Also, it needs to be named the same as your weapon, as in a weapon name underscore collision. Collision model is game, my files, objects, weapons, melee, knives, combat knife underscore fp collision.cgf. Animations, and I have one animation, standard attack. These are all the names of the animations your weapon has. To find the names, just go to the character editor, load your weapon, look to the left at the animation names, right click on the animation you want, and then just click copy. And then you'll get the name. And you can just paste it right here. The format is name underscore 1, animation name. Name underscore 2, animation name. Name underscore 3, animation name. Name underscore 4, animation name. Name 5 underscore all over and over and over. There's an unlimited amount. Soon these will be organized by category, e.g. attacks, idles, walking, etc. But for now, these are just attacking anims and are chosen randomly when attacking to allow variation. Sounds. These are all the names of the sounds your weapon has. To find the names, just go to the editor top menu bar, sounds, open sound browser, then browse for a sound, right click it, and click copy path. The format is name underscore 1, sound name underscore 2, sound name underscore 3, sound name, on and on and on. So this has one sound. Sounds, weapons, punch, fire, first person. Soon these will be organized by category, e.g. attacks, idles, walking, etc. But for now, these are just attacking sounds and are chosen randomly when attacking to allow variations. That's it. So we have the critical hit probability, damage, the cut effect, the bleed out time, and the collision model that's used for collision. All the different animations that your weapon has, and all the different sounds that your weapon has. And my system handles the rest. Alright guys, that's what I wanted to show you. And I hope you guys like it very much, and thank you very much. And Tariq, thank you very much for letting me join your amazing team. You truly have an astounding team working on the project, and I'm honored to help out. I'm talking to the team now. I hope you guys like the weapon system. Obviously, it needs a lot of work, but it is basically complete here. And obviously, features are going to be added more and more and more and more, but this is just a basic system. And I wanted to show you guys. I didn't want to have to wait another week or so to show something of my work. I wanted to, at least show you guys something. All right, guys. I hope you guys like it. Thank you. Bye.